What's going on YouTube? What's going on Patreon friends? How we all doing today? Morning, man. I got my coffee mug, but it's just got water in it today. trying to lay off the caffeinated products for a little while. I was getting a little heavy into them, but anyway, what's going on, man? Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. We're jumping into getting on the reaction train. We had some showings over the weekend, and I had my first old man migraine because I just turned 30, and I had my first headache that literally, like, I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't do stuff, like I'd never experienced it before, but it's good, man. It set me back a couple days, but it's cool. I'm feeling good, and I don't want to half-ass reactions for y'all. You know what I mean? So like, I got a lot of expectations of myself. So anyway, I got a new friend that I got a request from. This is from I think it's Lainey Ang, I believe is how you say your name. So this is Morissette and Gigi. Is it Gigi Delana? Is that who it is? It just says Morissette and Gigi doing the Toni Braxton medley. I think that's who it is. I'm familiar with, but I don't think I've ever heard perform. Morissette, obviously, big Morissette fan. Like, is that what's the stan? Is there a Maury stan group? Because like, sign me up, stamp me up, whatever it is. Definitely on board, man. Let's jump into this. I appreciate the request. I appreciate the support. You can check me out on Patreon. The link's in the description box. And if y'all haven't subbed here, if this is your first time, welcome, man. We're gonna get into some tech. We're going to talk some tech stuff here. This is going to get a little nerdy. Let's do this. Let's pull this up. Let's get into this. Two of them, cool. She's got a like right out of the gates, man. She's got a really cool kind of like attitude. Like it's not like a talk and talk kind of attitude, but it's like a really like she's matching the groove. She's matching the feel really well. That's what I'm trying to say here. So they're gonna have very, very cool voices that like are gonna match each other very well. So Morissette is singing like a little more pressed forward, like she's playing with it a little bit, and it's still like kind of like has like dark kind of tonalities to it. But it sounds like to me she's singing like right behind her teeth. And then Gigi here sounds like she's singing like more of like, I call it like a yawn, where it's like your tongue is kind of like pressed down a little bit. But the two are gonna complement each other really nice, and I bet you they're gonna sing some harmonies right now, and I bet you it's gonna be friggin' beautiful. So she was singing everything. It was like this, like whoo, and then now she's playing with this once again. She can bring it forward in her mouth, and it just changes the whole approach to it, right? And now when they sing together, it's gonna be like two separate voices in beautiful harmony. I bet. Here we go. Unison. That was real low. I was just gonna say, it sounds like they're singing for the song, because like they could be trying to outdo each other. They could be trying to show off like, hey, there's two of us on stage, we could be doing all this stuff. But it's like they're letting it build. They're still letting the roller coaster of the performance go, right? Like we got through the first verse, we've both been introduced. We got through the first hook. It's like it wasn't super flashy. It was very like, it was unison. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm kind of tripping or unless it was that close. But it sounded like it was unison. They stayed together. Like a little bit of the low runs. They're getting comfortable now, man. And it's like it's probably a lot of respect too, I would assume, for each other, and for the art, right? Like they're not just there just to sing just because they're singers. They're there for the show and for the song, right? Now they're gonna go back and forth a little, just a little.
Give me one good reason why I should believe you, believe in all the things that you tell. I would sure like to believe you. My heart wants to receive you. Doesn't make me know that you are sincere.
Great smile.
Oh, I love for you to leave me and follow you completely. So won't you give me all I ask for? And if you give your very best to bring me happy days, I'll show you just how much I adore you. 'Cause you mean the world.
See, again, like it's tasty. It's still not like the big build, but like they're starting to add a little bit more flair. They're starting to get a little bit more of their own like kind of unique personality into it, right? And it looks like they're having fun, man. They're both smiling. They're both like playing with their faces to kind of change how the sounds come out and stuff, man. It looks like they're having fun. This is cool.
You are my everything. I swear the only thing that matters to me. Oh, baby.
Cool.
'Cause it means so much.
So again, I think it was unison, and then Gigi pulled off.
The only thing that matters to me. Oh, baby.
It's like their voices are still so distinct that you can still hear both parts, but it's like now Gigi can go above and she can do the ad-libby kind of part, and it's like they still separate enough, right? It's cool, man. This is a great pairing.
So much to me.
Oh yeah, bring it down.
And I can't stop caring about the apple of my eye. And I can't stop doing without something of my life. And I can't get you out of my head. And you know I can't pretend that I won't die if you decide you won't see me again.
Great job. Great job, man. Gigi's got some squeaks of her own too, eh? Come on now. Come on, Maury. Great back and forth. This is a great back and forth, man. I want to go through like a lot of this again. Let's talk about it. Let's go through it. I'm not far enough back. Maury's like, aside from like this section here, Maury was like really holding back until this part. Like she was still singing quite low, and I think she's singing quite quietly too, man. But it's cool to hear that she can still have that like kind of rasp, that kind of like that almost like soulful grit to her while singing quiet like that. Because like I've heard her do it while she's like barking and singing in like higher parts of her register, but I don't know if I've heard her sing like low like this, man. It sounds really good. It sounds really bitey, you know what I mean? I'll talk about the microphone selection after. I don't know how intended or like situational it was, but I'll talk about it after anyways. But she sounds great, man. She sounds great. I'm really digging like Maury's approach to this. She's taking, it seems like she's taking a very casual approach to this, aside from this section right here, right? And I dig it, man. I dig it. It's very comfortable, very relaxed. And they both have beautiful smiles, and they both smile from their eyes, and I like that. I like that. Great run too, man.
Oh, I never breathe. I never breathe. I never breathe again. I never breathe again.
confidence of the two of them, man. Like no track, nothing backing them up, nothing to lean on, all totally exposed like this. Like if something went sideways, it would be so obvious, you know? And it's just like nothing. It's just perfect. It's just beautiful.
I never breathe. I never breathe. I never breathe again. I never breathe again.
Great ending. Great ending. Gigi taking the top note in that, man, was really cool. Was really cool. So there's a couple things that I kind of want to like talk about. One of them kind of caught my attention at 420. Look at this microphone. Look at the wear on this microphone. And I don't think that's actually just from people holding it. I think that's from people putting tape on it, either like to hold this in place or like whatever. I don't think it's from just sweat alone, but it's neat to see that, you know, it's like that's a tried and true microphone, right? Also, this is out of the 87 series. I think this is in the SM bundle instead of the beta series. So there's two kinds. Basically it's like it's a little bit hotter and a lot crisper than like your standard like Shure microphone, like the SM58 they call it. And then this would be like a lot more present, a little more like kind of punchy in like the high mid and like getting into the high, but not like a hypercardioid, not like a condenser microphone, like a studio microphone, or like the Sennheiser I think that she sings into now. But this would still it would give a lot of body to both of their vocals, but it would give them a lot of like dynamic range and support too. Because the other thing that you get when you get into like the hypercardioid microphones is you get so much dynamic range. So like if Maury's singing really quiet and then she's singing really loud, the microphone will translate that. Whereas a dynamic microphone, like I think this is, would just reduce that a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and there's going to be other stuff. There's going to be like compressors and some like production stuff to like kind of offset a lot of that stuff too. But the microphone naturally will do that. So whether it was like if the stage was on, or if the microphone was on the stage and then these two just happen to be performers at this, or if they brought the microphones, I could see either argument being fair. I think they're great microphones. Like my friend Rob had one for a long time. I loved singing into it. They sounded durable. Like you couldn't clip them. Like I found like some of the beta series Shure microphones, like for instance a beta SM58. For all my tech friends that like this microphone stuff, I'll distort them. Like I'm a loud singer, I'll distort them. And it's not even on. It's not even like a gain thing, like on a mixing board that you can turn down. It's like the capsule itself distorts, and I don't think that this microphone would do that. And like I say, it would also support like a lot of the quiet stuff. You wouldn't just get like lost. So from like a compression or from just like walking onto a stage, it would give like a good translation of, you know, what she's trying to show off. But anyway, man, I appreciate this request. I hope y'all like this kind of tech stuff. If you do, feel free to like the channel. I got lots of other videos on here with all this tech stuff, and I did one just about shop talk. I got another one I'm working on with a lighting director that I grew up with and worked with for a long time. If you want to support the channel, you can check me out on Patreon as well. See everyone again soon.